Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with more iRacing, this time round in the Formula 4 cars. Yes, it's been a little while since we did any F4 racing. Of course, I've spent the last few weeks getting absolutely destroyed in F3. If you missed out on the video that went live a couple of days ago from the Nürburgring even, I should say, would highly recommend going back and checking out. But today though, we're here at the Hungaroring 20-minute F4 race and I'm not going to qualify. Now, some of you might think that's mad, but I just spend so much time in this series getting wrecked at the moment. I just want to get one race where I don't get destroyed. And often that has come from cars in front of me spinning around. So we're going to try something a bit different. And yeah, we're going to start from the back. So no qualifying, just the racing today. Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for this F4 race. Starting P15 as, sadly, the #1 car. I kind of decided before we jumped in that I'd start from the back for this one tonight. But being the #1 car is going to make things a bit more difficult to try and gain some iRacing here. But I think, you know, if we get sort of top 10, we should be back within the range there. But fingers crossed we can keep it clean and tidy. 20 minutes ahead of us. Going to be about 12 laps around the Hungaroring here this evening. But I just want to make it to the checkered flag with all four wheels on the wagon and all of them pointing in the right direction. Preferably as well, if it's not too much to ask, a whole front wing. Right, let's do this thing then.
26 Celsius,
lights just coming on. Waiting on those 4 red lights here for the start of this F4 race.
Floor it.
Lights out and away we go. Not a bad start as we make the long run down towards turn 1. Just need to be careful. That's the key. Have to be careful in towards the first braking zone here. Of course, the hairpin at the Hungaroring as that guy going to be even more careful than I was ever expecting in towards that first corner. We're just going to try and hang it around the outside. Make sure we don't pick up a 1X. Is that an old Peugeot Benson and Hedges style livery? That is very, very cool. Early on in this race is down in towards turn 2. Often a difficult corner actually in these F4 cars because the track falls away from you so aggressively. It's up the inside. We'll go hop over the curb on the exit, but we have gained up a couple of spots there. Looks like Lars as well has done a good job up ahead of myself. It's just everything's very, very cold early on in this race. Someone else making a bit of a mistake through turn 4. A few more lockups coming just up the road, but I mean, we're only 5 corners in, but so far so good in this race up to now as we head through the chicane for the first time. Of course, yeah, the Hungaroring, a recent addition to iRacing, but very, very different to how it's portrayed on F1 22. So it goes to show just how different the laser scan is, of course, how much more accurate iRacing's version of the venue can be. So we head down in towards the final few corners then of lap 1. A couple of cars running wide, very, very easy to pick up some 1Xs, of course, because of those curbs, as well. Cars running all over the show down in towards the final couple of turns of this opening lap. People just trying to jockey for position, trying to make moves happen there. He's got a yellow car. I think he's got Red Bull logos slapped on that thing as well, trying just to get back on the road. Oh!
Car right. There's an incident. Turn 15. Clear right.
How on earth did we not get hit? I literally just slammed on the anchors. We just can't seem to have... I mean, we have technically avoided that one, but I just can't seem to avoid carnage on iRacing. It always seems to find me. And there was a car, well, pretty much launched right at me there, down in towards the final turn, but we did get away from it in the end. It's heavily late on the brakes there, but I've definitely, yeah, feel like I can carry quite a bit of momentum down in towards turn 1. As now we've got Bradley just in front of us. Are we going to be able to have a look up the inside in towards turn 2? Just taking it very, very easy still around a lot of these other cars. Like I said, turn 2 is actually very, very difficult in these F4 cars because they just don't seem to have the grip to really sort of hang on there through the conventional racing line. So just people braking a little bit early again, and it just builds up that concertina effect. We picked up a 4X, but I don't think we hit anyone. I mean, this is just carnage. Formula racing on iRacing is a very, very scary thing still, but I think, again, we've just about sort of thread the needle through. I'm guessing we just got either net-coded or a tiny bit of contact with someone as we head back through the S's once more, but car still feels perfectly raceable, which is the most important thing. I mean, unfortunately, there's a 7-second gap up ahead of Bradley just in front of us, so once we've hopefully worked our way past these two, might be a little bit more difficult there as we just show the nose. As that was frustrating, just seemed to loop. Oh, come on, don't start spinning around by yourself. It's been an absolute disaster once more, but that time it was all on me in the end. Oh, come on, now we've got to just be careful because the tyres have overheated, but yeah, it didn't feel like I'd been overly aggressive there up the inside. I'm guessing we just took some curb and it unsettled the rear end, and now we've got a lot of work to do. What position are we down to by the end of lap 2? It's not going to do my iRacing any favours. We are P18, I think, by the looks of it. So minus 67. But we've still got a long way to go. We can still try to recover this.
There's an incident in turn 15. Looks like it's Pringle.
Someone else having issues then apparently around the venue somewhere. Must be, I mean, I don't think there are any cars behind us still in the running. But, you know, if there are more incidents, then we can certainly try and pick up pieces still in this race. And we're already near enough 6 minutes in as we head out the final corner. First representative lap time, 45.4. So we are still a fair bit quicker than a lot of the cars in front of us. First up, though, is Tarners. We've got someone having an incident down at turn 1, apparently. Just got to be so careful on the brakes in this thing. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely still think we can recover to a fairly respectable position. You know, I think certainly can still gain some spots. We've got someone else that's gone round just up at turn 4. All over that curbing, as they are just going to re-merge just in front of us. So now this 2-car battle becomes a 3-way scrap as just got squeezed out there by Tanner. The chicane, but definitely feel like we are a bit quicker at the moment. Just got to be careful, you know, time the move. Don't want to risk anything as...
On your right.
All got a little bit congested there as I'm guessing he's picked up damage. So we're past Tunk then, but still need to try and work our way past Tanner sooner rather than later. And look at that really nice run actually. Down in towards the final couple of turns though. Tanner's going to go defensive. We're going to try and break late around the outside.
On your right.
Can we hook it up? Still side by side off the corner. He's going to give me a big squeeze.
Still there. Clear right.
Up the inside we'll go and up into P16 then I think of this race. So just going to try and cover off in towards the final corner there, just sort of sit half defensive, but big mistake there out the final turn. He's going to promote us then up at a P16 like I said of this race there, but Nestor and Elliott still a good 8 seconds up the road. That was a 47. That's the sort of times they're running. We need to be down in the 45s. Must admit, when you do get it hooked up in these F4 cars, they are still very fun to drive there. As you see the two in front of us just getting a bit more confident. We are now still nestled back into the 45s, but they're running about a second a lap slower. Just going to have to keep pushing then and try and find even more pace then in this little iRacing IR04. Not going to give up, but yeah, of course we get all the carnage in the F3 race when we were running at the front, and now in the F4 seems to be a lot less.
Looks like P6 has gone off in turn 5.
As soon as I say that, someone else apparently having issues in this race. Might have just been a small error, but...
Incident in turn 2. You think it might be Taylor? Half distance. Fuel looks good.
Kind of behind's gone.
To go. That's 10 minutes left.
That's a shame.
Now leading.
But yeah, we just got to keep hunting and just trying to pick up the scraps. It's Nestor not happy just up in front. On the mic, Elliott, I think, and he have come together. Gap down to 4 seconds though, so we get dip down into the 44s for the first time today. So still, yeah, definitely gaining a lot. But will it be enough by the end? Oh, slow car.
Turn 2.
Someone else had issues. Guessing it is Elliott, because now he and Nestor are right back with each other once more, and we could have a bit of a scrap going on between the pair of them. 8 seconds to go. 8 seconds to go? 8 minutes to go, even, I should say, of this race. But, yeah, we've still got our work cut out.
You're gaining on this guy. The gap's now 1.9.
Less than 2 seconds then to Nestor in front. As I think, there we go, another new personal best.
44.6.
Everyone else behind us has retired. There's no idea what's happened to Dan up towards the front, but yeah, we're just getting closer and closer as we have been promoted up to P15 then. So back to where we started in this race. It's only taken us 13 minutes, but yeah, Mike up the road as well, still a lap down, but apparently wants to battle with these cars, and I'm constantly sliding the back end through turn 2 there. There was practically no steering input then, it was just all rotation coming from the rear there, as Mike seems to have let Elliott back through, but I'm hoping he's going to let us by as well quite soon. Oh no, way too aggressive through turn 4. That's going to be a 1x
Just cut the track.
for our troubles, which is not going to do me any favours on the SR front. I think we've got to accept the reality that we're probably going to get bumped down to C licence again, probably sooner rather than later. I want to try and maintain my B though for the VRS races, but yeah, so difficult.
Brown has just been
And what can we
disqualified.
do when we seem to find carnage at every corner? Someone's been DQ'd though apparently, so I'm not too sure how they've managed that. It's quite impressive. There's Tom there out of the race.
Right,
There we go, Nesta just letting me by, so thank you very much.
Gomez. Right side's clear.
It's all kicking off. But yeah, we might have gained 2 spots then, as Elliott and Benjamin now just shows up on my relative as we head through the final couple of corners. So I've only got a couple of laps to go. There's no idea what's going on with Nesta behind, but got to try and move past Mike as well then. A lapped car in this whole gaggle, but have we gained any more places then through all these other incidents? Yes, we have. We're up to P13 then of this race, and that would only lose us minus 22 iRacing, so that's why you don't give up, that's why you don't quit. That's why you also try and be careful with the back end of your Dallara F4 car. That was a lot of opposite lockdown at turn 1, but it's still pointing the right way. No! No, 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 no! Oh, back end just broke free. It's so difficult to try and balance it in this car, but now we're behind Nesta again. Oh, it's so difficult to try and... You just can't drive this car like a sort of normal open wheeler in my eyes. It just doesn't grip up. But gotta keep going. Can't give up yet. Someone else though falling to the wayside, so we might... Oh, we have still lost one place. We might gain one back then, as still don't want to give up
Salomon
on
is
this
leading the
battle
race.
with Nestor. That's not going to do me any favours back at turn 1. Yeah, we have definitely gained a couple of places. Though Sergio and Quentin both having to head out the pit lane then, so we might be up to P12 of this race. And I want to believe we can still close back up to Nesta by the end. I want to believe. Come on, keep pushing. No!
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
I think we've had someone else been disqualified. I knew as soon as I tipped it in then. I don't feel like I'm running any more steering rack than I do any other time round, but sometimes the car just refuses to give up around so many of the corners around this Hungaroring. I really do need to spend a bit more time with the F4 car, but we're up to P12 then of this race. Only minus 30 iRacing if we were to finish here, but again, it's going to be another day of losing IR and SR as well, and yeah, I mean, when does it end? That's the real question at the moment. I just desperately, once I'm back from Switzerland, if we can try and start iRacing sort of a good 3 or 4 times a week, consistently, you know, week in, week out, hopefully then we're going to be able to find some rhythm once more on the sim. But yeah, final lap though, I think, of this race. No, we'll have one more after this one, so we've still got a chance, but 7 seconds to Nestor is almost impossible. Right, well, we are going to get the 12th lap out of it then, as we do somehow set a new PB for the race quite late on in the afternoon. So we'll try and just do one more push lap then, show what sort of pace we could have had out of the car. But so frustrating. Just another one of those races where, I mean, this time round it sort of all started when I looped it by myself once, and then it really did just struggle and got frustrated with the car on more than one occasion. I mean, look at that through turn 2. That is not meant to be a particularly tricky corner, especially in an open wheeler, but in this thing I don't know whether it's just the ride height on the fixed setup or what, but really have struggled to keep the back end where I need it there, as sometimes it will just grip up fantastically, and other times just seemingly for no reason it feels like, you know, the car feels the same.
It might be Pringle.
Someone else apparently having issues, but don't think that's going to allow us
Is now
to
leading.
gain anything extra from it. But yeah, just again, like I said, I think once we're sort of racing these cars week in, week out once more for a few weeks, then fingers crossed we're going to be able to find a bit more consistency with them once again. But Yeah, unfortunately today, as we head through the final couple of turns, it's again not quite going to be the race to write home about, but that's the way racing goes still. I feel like I'm saying that quite a lot.
Yellow flag. That's 5 minutes.
Someone
of
going
fuel
slowly.
left.
Oh, we're going to... No, we're not going to gain a freebie. It's Mike. That's annoying. But, yeah, anyway, through the final couple of turns. P12 in the end, we still did gain 3 places, but whether I qualify, whether I don't, apparently it makes no difference. The Carnage just tries to find me in these F4 cars. At the final turn, though, we're only going to lose minus 13 iRating. I need to try and get off the circuit as quickly as possible to make sure we don't get hit or anything like that. But, yeah, let's go have a look at those final race
Okay,
results.
it's over.
Right, well, there we go then, having a look at our final race results. GG's to Daniel there for the dub ahead of Otis and Tarbo there. But yeah, we came through P12 when all is said and done. Pretty disappointed with that result, I can't lie, but 13 instant points as well. That means we lost 0.16 SR, minus 13 iRating. We're still going to try different things in the F4 cars, but whatever I seem to do at the moment, we just seem to get screwed. But thank you so much for watching nonetheless. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we will return very, very soon with more iRacing content.